If he were alive today, we would seek a single defendant indictment charging Walter Leo Jackson Sr. with these crimes.
After 28 years, federal investigators put a name and face to the person they say was responsible for the murders of a young couple hiking in Shenandoah National Park.
This is a great example of our tenacity not to give up on any case.
They were last seen alive on May 24th. Their bodies were found 8 days later.
WTVR reports from 1996 documented the early stages of the case of 24-year-old Julie Williams and 26-year-old Lollie Winans.
Lollie and Julie were genuine, authentic, and caring people. They volunteered in their communities, worked hard in school, and we know they absolutely loved the outdoors.
The head of the FBI Richmond field office, Stanley Metter, says he learned about the case when he got here in 2021 and assigned a new team to investigate. They sent crime scene items back for new rounds of DNA testing, which led them to Walter Leo Jackson Sr.
Those matched results confirm a certainty that is rarely seen. 1 in 2.6 trillion.
Metter says Jackson was a serial rapist who had several stints in prison. The last began when he was sentenced for a 2011 rape in the Cleveland, Ohio area. During that time, he was convicted of 2 other rapes that happened in the same area in June and July 1996, within 2 months of when they say he murdered Williams and Winans. He died in prison in 2018.
We can now also confirm that Jackson, a residential painter by trade, was an avid hiker with past interests and travel to Shenandoah National Park.
And because of his criminal history, they believe the victims were also sexually assaulted, but add they don't believe this was a hate crime.
Make no mistake, this crime was brutal. This crime was definitionally hateful. Nevertheless, we do not have any evidence that the victims were selected for, or that Jackson had any knowledge of, or was otherwise motivated by their membership in a protected class.
Investigators say with the criminal history and DNA evidence, they're confident Jackson would have been convicted of their murders and that no one else was involved, including a suspect arrested in the early 2000s. They add they told Williams and Winans' families about their determination Wednesday and say they were grateful.
They have waited so long. They have lost so much. And it is my hope that this announcement today provides some small measure of solace to the families.
Now, the FBI says their investigation into Jackson isn't finished. They're asking anyone with information about his whereabouts during the times he wasn't in jail to reach out to them so they can put together a map of sorts. And they're also reaching out to other law enforcement agencies in the country who have unsolved cases themselves where he could be a suspect. In Henrico, Cameron Thompson, CBS 6 News.